What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Sister Girl on Films. And y'all, as y'all can tell by the title, this is going to be kind of like just a random chit chat. I didn't really want to sit down and do dedicated videos for these topics that we're going to be kind of briefly talking about. So I'm like, let me just mush it all in there together, and timestamps will be below. So whatever you are here to listen to, just click that, hear that part, and then there you go. So this week, there are a couple of things that I wanted to hit on. First and foremost, it's going to be the Love is Blind finale and reunion. I just came from watching Wakanda Forever, so I want to give some brief thoughts on that, nothing too crazy. And then just give you guys like a general update about what's been going on with Fright Night Friday, and then some other things that are going to be happening on the channel. Cool. All right, so let me just start with Black Panther now, because if you're here for that, you don't care about Love is Blind. So we're going to get that out the way. So I saw Black Panther Wakanda Forever tonight, and I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. I didn't like it as much as I liked the first one, but I did really like it. It felt really different than the first one. To me, as I was watching it, I was like, this does not feel like a superhero film. So take that as a good or a bad if you want. To me, it was a good thing. It just felt more intense. You know, it was a lot of heaviness to the film, you know, because of, you know, Chadwick Boseman passing, and, you know, the fate of Black Panther. What are we doing with this? How did his death impact the family? How did they incorporate it into the movie? Just like all these different things. So the film felt very heavy, and even there were some times when there were little bits of like horror elements into it. And I don't mean like to the point of like Sam Raimi and Doctor Strange, the last one, but I mean there were some parts that with the music, the score felt very horror inspired, and then some of like the reveals of things, like when you go see it, if you haven't seen it already, I think you'll know what I'm talking about. So I thought that was really interesting and kind of a nod to this next phase of Marvel, where they say it's going to be a little bit darker. So I did kind of enjoy that. The performances, of course, were really good, because a lot of the actors were, you know, so close to Chadwick Boseman. You can tell that the scenes when they were in mourning and talking about T'Challa and things like that, that those tears were real. And I like felt it watching it. And yes, I cried. So grab some extra napkins from the concession stand, or bring you some tissue or something, because you're gonna cry. I'm a thug. Y'all know I'm a thug. So if I cried, I do think that as more people see it, it might get some mixed reviews, because like I said, it didn't, for me at least, it didn't feel like a straight up like superhero, like an action film where a lot of explosions and fight scenes and all this stuff. I mean, that stuff was there. But it really did a lot of story development, character development, introducing us to Namor, all that stuff. So, obviously, I would encourage you to go see it. The audience I saw it with was trash. They were so boring. I was in there clapping by myself. I was laughing by myself. I clapped at the end by myself. I was like, y'all are so whack. So hopefully you have a better audience than I did, because there were some scenes where if I had been with a better audience, I probably would have had a bigger reaction, because there were some cheer-worthy scenes, for at least in my opinion, that happened, that a better audience, I would have, you know, enjoyed that experience with them. But overall, you know, I would say go check out Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I think it is worth a watch. To me, it almost feels like a standalone film, the way the story is written. Like it ties to the first Black Panther, but it kind of really feels like its own thing. And like I said, take it or leave it. That could be a positive for you. It could be a negative. But for me, I feel like it was a positive. And I'm curious to how the rest of the Black Panther storyline will play out in future movies. Yeah, so let me know in the comments below if you saw Black Panther Wakanda Forever, what you thought about it, if you liked it, if you didn't like it. And that's all. I wasn't going to give any spoilers or anything like that. I just want to give my quick thoughts on it. Yeah. I'll probably see you for something else, because now we're about to talk about Love is Blind and some channel updates. So like I said, timestamps are below. So yeah, bye. So if you are here for my thoughts on Love is Blind, the finale, the reunion, all of that stuff. Let me just say this right now. I'm not about to do a full live recap. I'm not about to do a full live review. I'm just going to give you my thoughts because, y'all, honestly, I wasn't even going to make a video about the finale and the reunion. I really wasn't. And honestly, it's because I did not like this season. I'm going to say it. I did not like this season. I felt like the people that were casted for this season were awful. Like, other than a couple of them here and there, I did not like them. It did not really lend to a good time as an audience member watching it because I spent the most of my time pissed off while I was watching it. And I don't want to be pissed off for almost an hour watching a show about marriage and love. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you just want some lighthearted shit to watch. Sometimes you want to see people fall in love. Sometimes you want to see people do fun things, go on fun, cute dates, be in love, have a little bit of conflict, but nothing too crazy where it's all out disrespectful and possibly triggering to somebody watching the show. So I just was not feeling this season. I really hope they go back to the drawing board and figure out a way to vet these cast members a little bit better because the Bartises, the Matts, the Colleens, the freaking Coles, the Zenobs of these shows, enough. I am so sick of it. I predicted 2 couples would probably get married. I didn't predict one of them. One of them I did, though. I think we all knew Brendan and Alexa would get married. Like, they were probably the most boring of the season, but in a good way. Like, they just met, they loved each other, and they was gonna get married, which I feel like is the purpose of this damn show. So I felt like their wedding probably just should have been the first one we saw because I skipped through, honestly, I skipped through almost all the finale. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I skipped through theirs and just went right to the nuptials. I was like, yeah, we know they're gonna say yes. I can't imagine why they wouldn't. And then I was surprised that Matt and Colleen got married, only because their relationship, it really reminds me of Nick and Danielle's, and I'm not going to be surprised if when we come back to after the altar, if they are divorced. So good luck to them, but I don't see it lasting beyond a year. If it does, then chill, they proved me wrong, okay? Let's talk about this. I'm not going to talk about Zenobia and Cole and their wedding because obviously they were going to get married. We're just going to talk about them when it gets to the reunion. So Bartise and Nancy. So I don't think any of us as viewers was surprised that Bartise punk ass said no. Good. I'm glad you did. Now, it was heartbreaking to see Nancy's reaction to hearing it because she was so in love with him. I still don't know why. But my favorite part, honey, was how her family was riding for her, which we kind of figured they would. Now, I was annoyed with Mom when she went over there and walked and Nancy was like, Mom, just give us some space. I felt that because Nancy really wanted her family to respect her privacy at the time and let her just kind of talk to Bartise however she needed to. And I would have been frustrated too if I were Nancy, if my family just kind of kept coming over and then it brought more people over to kind of interject when we're trying to have this personal moment. But also, how Bartise was talking to her family, it's like, I ain't got to explain nothing to y'all. I only got to explain it to Nancy. I don't owe y'all no explanation. I said, Mama, I know you are carrying under that dress. I don't know if I would have blamed you if you would have pulled it up and said, who are you talking to? Because I would have had to probably do that myself. Because Bartise to me is mad disrespectful. And how Nancy's brother rolled up. He was pissed. And he was like, I don't want to be right about this. I don't want to see my sister get hurt. He was like, but I told y'all about him. And I feel like that must mean after they met Bartise, you know, the family had to have a family meeting, obviously. And I'm sure brother was like, I don't fuck with him. I don't like him. And the family was like, well, give it a chance. We trust Nancy. He was probably like, no, I don't care. I'm not ever going to trust him. And he was right because Bartise is trash. And then so fast forward to the reunion. And then it comes out that 2 or 3 days after the wedding day, he was out on some boat with some chick. Ciao. Nancy. I was very happy that after he said no to her at the altar, she was just like, I want to just take this ring off. Like, I'm done. I want to have nothing to do with you. And then Bartie's talking about, well, how did we just go from you love me to this? What are you talking about? You just told her no. So what reaction do you want her to have? You want her to be like, oh, well, baby, we can make it work. Oh, baby, it's okay. We just need time. No. And I'm glad she didn't, because 2 or 3 days later, you're on a yacht, twerking it, dropping it low with some blonde, tall girl. You little punk bitch. And then gonna have the nerve at the reunion talking about, well, I don't feel comfortable talking about my sex life. And all the woman was like, anybody saying about no sex? Who said something about sex? Who said that?
Who had been saying that?
Who said that?
Who said that? Who said that?
And he's like, well, you guys are insinuating. No, what we're insinuating is that you're an asshole, you ain't shit, and you weren't really serious about this process, because how you go from a wedding day, regardless of if you plan to say yes or no, regardless, irrelevant, 2 days later, 3 days later, you got some girl all up on you on a boat. So obviously you really didn't love Nancy. Obviously you was just faking and fronting and stunting for the show. And obviously Nancy's mama should have pulled that out on you. Okay? Likes to have made me mad. And y'all, I'm done talking about them. I don't want to see Bartiz ever again on my screen. I'm sick of him. I cannot stand him. He did not redeem himself. He had no redeeming qualities. There's no reason why his raggedy ass should have been on this show, wasting everybody's time. And let's get to Zeynep and Co. So all this time, I did feel like everybody was kind of attacking and jumping on Cole. And I don't really like stuff like that. I don't like people being teamed up on. You know, he was trying to talk when he was like, I think it's crazy how, don't say it was crazy. He was like, well, I think it's insane. That's the same thing. Okay, Paul, stop. I know y'all trying to defend Zeynep, but let this man talk. Let him talk, okay? And it's just, the back and forth between him and Zeynep kind of made me feel like somebody lying. Because y'all accounts of stuff is so strangely like contradictory that something ain't right. And so while he was probably doing some shitty things, we saw some stuff on camera, how he was flirting with Colleen, and Colleen, like, I don't even want to revisit that, like, just like being a dead horse. But Zeynep saying like he was like fat shaming her and making her feel bad about her weight and her body. I don't know, y'all. Like, I feel like something of that magnitude, if it was that juicy, the way this production team is set up, they would have showed that shit. I honestly feel that way, because they had no problem showing him making comments about her looks or talking about how she was a 9 out of 10. Him talking about how Colleen was a girl he would normally date. They had no problem showing that. So why would they draw the line at body shaming? Because they had no problem showing Shake and Deep D last season. So that would have been good for ratings. So I was so happy when production actually showed us the video, the infamous video of this whole cuties. They called it the cuties incident. First I was like, they're talking about the show that got banned? But no, it's talking about the little dumb oranges. And so first I was like, well, why would he care about her eating some damn oranges? Like, if you eating a bunch of oranges, I mean, it's a lot of sugar, but long term, long run, like, it's not going to make you like, if you're eating a box of chocolates, like back to back. And so watching the whole scene, I was like, okay, let me see when he starts to insult her. Okay. All right. This is probably about to happen right now. Okay. I'm still watching. Oh, the credits. Oh, well, where did he insult you? I said, Zeynep, you just straight up here and lied on this man. It's crazy how what he said to her, how it registered going into her ears, up to her brain, and how she processed it was not, at least for me, how I saw it. It looks like he was saying, first of all, he was excited to meet your family, go to England. He was, these big plans, which to me was a signal that he was serious about you. But then all he said was, are you going to eat more of these? Because we're about to go to dinner, so you might want to save your appetite. He was like, because we're about to eat. Like, me watching it, I'm thinking he's saying, like, we're about to go somewhere and have a big dinner, so you might want to save your appetite, which is true. Like, if anybody knows, if you eat a bunch of fruit, because it's natural sugars, it's the water in the content, you can get full off of eating fruit. Like, That is not unheard of. He didn't tell her to stop eating it because you're gonna be fat, you look like a slob, you're like a pig. Oh, no. And then she was like, well, I only had a banana today. And he showed legit concern. He was like, why? I'm sorry, that's not a man who body shames you. If he shows genuine concern and wants to know, why did you only eat a banana today? Like, that's concerning to me. And then he was like, oh, so you're like doing the whole wedding dress thing? Like, he was trying to make light of it, or like at least trying to understand why she would be doing this. She just straight lied on this man. And I don't know, like, I was not a huge fan of Zenab. There were things that Cole was doing that I was not feeling, but I felt like she was a little too uptight. I still feel like he was out of pocket when he said the bipolar situation, but now you just straight lied on this man. So maybe him asking if she had some sort of something happening up here was genuine, and the way he said it just didn't come off right, because maybe there were some things that we didn't see on camera that would have validated why he asked that question, and maybe he just didn't ask it right. I don't know. But in this situation, y'all, I'm sorry, and y'all can let me know y'all thoughts, because I love y'all, and I know y'all gonna tell me, girl, and I love y'all uh-uhs, okay? Because a lot of y'all do it respectfully, and for y'all that don't, I just block y'all. But for my boos that be in there and be disagreeing with me, let me know y'all opinion. Are y'all team Zenab or team Cole in this situation? For me, I'm team Cole in this particular situation. Not the totality, not the entirety of the season, just this situation. I am 1000% team Cole, because Zenab, girl, you exaggerated that to no end. And I was so happy when production showed that shit. I was so happy they showed it, because I was like, she done lied on this man. Or at least he said what she didn't lie. He said the words that she said, but he ain't say them the way that she said he said them, is all I'm saying. And other than that, y'all, that was it. Like, I think we kind of knew there were hints that SK and Raven were probably still together, which I think they'll go the distance. Like, I think once he graduates, or once they figure it out, she'll probably end up moving out to California with them. I'm sure they'll get engaged again. Not really worried about them. What I am sick of, though, is these damn Lachey's hosting the show, because they get on my nerves. But I go on a rant about this every season. And then we ain't gonna find no new host, because I think they executive producer too. So we just gotta deal with them. But I hate them as hosts. But overall, I did not like this season. I feel like they need to do much better next time around. They got one more good season out of me, and if it's anything like this season, and if they have all these unlikable ass characters or cast, or these are not characters but people, I'm not tuning in no more, because it's too emotionally draining, it's taxing, and it's just too much for your girl. So those are my thoughts on Love is Blind Season 3. Now for some channel updates. Again, timestamps are below, so if you just came for Love is Blind and that's all you care about, then I'm not mad at it, okay? But this portion is for, you know, my regulars, you know, my subscribers that that support your girl, you know, all the time, no matter what. I love y'all so much. So first things first, I know you guys have noticed that we haven't had a Fright Night Friday last week, and we're not gonna have one this week, and that's because, y'all, I just needed a break. I knew I had kind of given myself a hefty goal of doing 2 episodes a week, with it being for spooky season. And it did take a lot out of me to record that, because y'all do, you know, I watch the movie, I record my reaction to the movie, and then I have to edit that down. I have to sync up stuff. Like, if you have a YouTube channel, y'all know the editing part of it, no one talks about, but editing is not just like, you know, that's why a lot of these bigger YouTubers just do lives. It's just easier. Like, they don't have to edit anything. And then I put a post up about my Final Destination video. It got blocked. So it ended up getting copyright claims, not a strike, just a claim. And so that also kind of put me in the dumps, because I was just really frustrated when that happened, because like I said, it takes a lot to edit these videos. And so to get it blocked, it's just kind of like a punch in the gut. And so my morale kind of took a dive after that happened. And I was just going to delete the video. But then I was like, let me see if other people are reacting to Final Destination. And so, of course, there are like a bunch of big YouTubers who are you know, they react to movies and stuff too, and they had done Final Destination. And I was like, well, F that. I was nervous about appealing the denied dispute, because I disputed it at first and then it got denied. Because, you know, if you appeal your dispute and the copyright owner comes back and still, you know, says that no, we want to keep our claim to this video, and now we want this video taken down, then that's a strike on your channel. So I was like mad nervous, but then I was also like, YouTube is not my full-time job. Like, it is literally just a hobby. It would only be one strike on my channel and I would just know, okay, well, don't fool with Warner Brothers anymore. So I went ahead and appealed it, and I won the appeal. So all of that just made me like really tired, and I'm just like, I don't want to get burned out on Friday Night Friday because I love doing it, but I just needed to just take a break from it. So Friday Night Friday will be coming back next week. I think in one of the comments, me and someone were talking about the movie Fallen, so I'm gonna do Fallen. I know y'all like, that is not horror. We're gonna talk about it, okay? It's horror adjacent, and I think it's a good movie. So Friday Night Friday is coming back next week, guys. I'm not doing 2 movies a week though. 1 a week until, I'm thinking till December. And then after December, I'm gonna take a Friday Night Friday break until the new year, because I want to do some holiday movies. And yeah, so just maybe like a couple more videos with Friday Night Friday. I think like 4 more is my plan, and then we're gonna do our season 2 finale, and we'll be done until next year. So that's what's going on with Friday Night Friday. So what's going to replace that is that I do want to do some reviews. They'll probably end up being bad movie reviews of some holiday movies. So like the Lifetime holiday movies, like Hallmark movie holiday movies, child. I want to hit on some of those because they be ridiculous, and I think they'll be fun to recap. And then I also will be doing episodes of The Mole that is on Netflix. I know there are people that have done the recap, and it's spoilers all over of who the mole is. I've avoided them, and it pisses me off. I hate when people spoil stuff like that. But anyway, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Hopefully you guys have not watched The Mole yet, or if you have, you want to watch it again with me, because on Monday coming up, I will be uploading episode 1, and then Wednesday will be episode 2. So we're going to do The Mole Mondays and Wednesdays. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, guys. That is what's going on with the channel, guys. So I just wanted to update you because I know it's been a little scarce, and y'all probably were used to me uploading with Friday, but I just needed a break. So yeah, that's it. So shout out to all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to your girl. I'm not sure whatever brought you to my channel, whether it was Love is Blind, Friday Night Fridays, reactions, you know, my ancestry video, that's still doing really good numbers. Whatever it was, thank you for coming by. So I will see you guys on Monday for The Mole episode 1, and then Wednesday episode 2, and then Friday Night Friday Fallen. As long as it doesn't get blocked. That is what is happening next week. So y'all like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna see y'all next time for something else. Thank y'all so much for all of y'all support, and I'm gonna see y'all next time.
Hey, look, I talk my shit and keep it honest, keep it independent. I hear them hating, but that's only cause they inconsistent. He said the weapon wouldn't prosper.